Hello everyone, good day. Maraming salamat sa panonood ng video na ito. In this video, we're just gonna talk about memory. Yung science of memory. Ano ba ang memory? What's the definition of memory? How do we encode, store, and retrieve information? And this is a discussion based on the chapter on memory by Ciccarelli and White, the book Psychology. So let's first define ano ba ang memory. Right? According to Bradley, actually, it's the definition adapted from Bradley 1996 and 2003. It's a nice definition because it encapsulates the dynamic nature of memory. So, according to their definition, it's an active system. Memory is an active system. Sabihin, it's, actively happening. Parang hindi lang siya something at the back of your head. So, it's an active system that receives information from the senses, whether it's sight, hearing, smell, taste, haptic, or your touch. That's where we receive the information. Tapos yung information na yun, we will put it into some usable form. Ito na yung papuntang storage, right? We organize it and then we store it away for future use. In the future, we will then retrieve that information from storage. So, if you notice, hindi lang siya static, no? It's something that's very active and dynamic. Right? So, from your senses to your brain, and then somewhere along the line in the future, you will retrieve it. So, actually, those three are also yung processes of memory. From encoding to storage and retrieval. Okay? For example, if you're taking down notes during this lecture, that's encoding. Whenever you present sa mga group presentations ninyo, I take down notes, diba? I'm encoding. Why? Because that's part of my short-term memory. Parang I have to put it because if I don't take it down, I will definitely forget it. Especially as a forgetful person, I will forget it. No? So that's encoding, right? Ganun din siya in our memory. Converting sensory input, whatever I see during your presentations, whatever I think about during your presentations, whatever I observe, ganun din, no? That's encoding. Whenever we live through our daily lives, kung ano man yung nakikita, naririnig, nahahawakan, naamoy, natitikman, all these things, papasok siya sa brain natin, and that's the process of encoding. When we keep them, holding them over time, holding the information over time, that's storing it. When I take down notes, doon sa tablet ko, if you notice me, di ba, while I observe your presentations, nandun lahat yun, nakastore lahat sa tablet. And whenever I give feedback at the end of your presentations, right, that's when I review them. Believe you me, hindi ko maalala yung mga notes na yon if I don't have a way to store them, right? Because even if it has just been presented, a while ago for the session, malilimutan ko yon, no? And whenever I give feedback, yung reviewing the bullet points that I have is very helpful. Even during class discussions, whenever you are, reciting, tapos I want to formulate a response, nagte-take down notes ako actually, because I need to process, I need to retrieve it from somewhere somehow. And minsan nakakalimutan ko siya if I don't take it down. No? So those are the three processes of memory. I-encode natin, i-store natin, and then i-retrieve natin. No? So, alam natin yung definition, yung processes ng memory, and also ano ba yung mga models of memory? How does memory work? Paano ba nag-work ang memory? And there are three models of memory that we can talk about here. It's very easy to understand. And if you go through them one by one, parang palalim lang siya ng palalim. So, for example, yung information processing model, it's where your memory is like a system. No? Parang meron siyang, it's like a system of information being processed. Parang computer. Kaya siya information processing model. No? So, for example, let's take an example here. If I say the word apple, okay, yung information processing model looks at it as, it just enters into my brain. Nasa short-term memory ko, yung word na apple, just the word apple, no meaning yet, no associations yet, right? And then my long-term memory will now retrieve that word, which is apple. Ganun lang siya. Parang yung kaninang processes of memory. Encode yung word na apple, isi-store siya somewhere sa brain, and then in the future, I will retrieve it. That's basically information processing model. Pinaprocess lang natin siya. But we also found out na hindi lang siya ganun kadali. Memory is also, we can also look at memory as a way of associating multiple ideas like a network. No, parang information processed simultaneously, hindi siya parang proseso. Hindi siya encode, store, and retrieve. No, it's a simultaneous burst of associations of different ideas. Yun. So for example, apple. Pagka sinabi mo yung word na apple, hindi yan kung sa information processing model papasok and then lalabas and then store and then lalabas. Sa parallel distributed processing model or PDP model, what happens is when you hear the word apple, instantly biglang maaalala mo yung taste, color, it's a fruit, it's an iPhone, alam mo yun. So marami kang associations of ideas that you form a network of. So it's distributed processing, hindi lang siya linear. I think that's the best way to think about it. Hindi lang siya linear, it's parallel. It's multiple processes happening at the same time. Yan, parang web, para siyang web instead of like a line, no? And when you get to the other model, no, basically models are ways of understanding concepts, in this case, models of memory, no? Another way to understand memory is through the levels of processing model. Ano naman tong levels of processing model? This is when you have a deeper processing of the meaning of the words. No, I think you've already discussed this also in the group presentation. So for example, when I say apple, you don't just think about the word apple as in the information processing model, tas isostore mo siya and then lalabas siya, or you think of characteristics burst na, simultaneous processing across networks. You also think deeper, no? Different, parang deeper level of processing, kaya siya tawag levels of processing. You think about what does an apple mean, no? It's for nutrition. What is it for? You eat it, right? An apple a day makes, ano yun? Keeps the doctor away. Mga ganung bagay na you process it because it's healthy, right? It can also mean the brand of the phone, no? Apple, di ba? So there are different levels of processing that particular information. In this example, yung apple. Okay? So those are the models of memory. No? So yun lang muna, overview lang for this quick video about memory. So I hope you understood the concepts. Alright? See you in the next video. We'll talk more about the other concepts.